Hey everyone, it's Gabe from jmkride, and today I have a special guest with me, all the way from Australia. This is Zach, aka Zakhariah from Instagram. I'll put his Instagram somewhere. Zach has been going completely insane with free skating as well as skateboarding on Instagram, and today we're having him on the podcast just to pick his brain a little bit, give us his story, and just talk about just everything free skating. So welcome, Zach, to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, man.
I'm really excited to get into this because I've seen all of your clips. For a little while you were just doing a couple things here and there in the park, but then you just started, jumping 6 stairs and doing all this crazy stuff, and I'm really curious as to how that all went down.
Well, I guess I should start from the beginning, like how I even sort of found Freeskates. I think back in about late 2018, I sort of was just bored and on YouTube. I think I might have been searching up like pro ripstick riders, see if there's anyone that actually like rides ripsticks for real and actually does tricks on them. But
there's a couple people.
Yeah, I found out there's a couple people that. But yeah, I think after that Freeskates video, I think the video by Kuma Films, sort of Freeskates is strangely awesome. That video, yeah, that sort of popped up and I sort of checked it out. I think it was like the first video sort of about them. No, I saw that. This was like late 2018. Yeah, just seeing them just standing on skates and jumping from one foot to the other. And then sort of when they started to like go down the footpath and do all those combos, it's when it's like started to really get really interesting. And I was like, whoa, this is like so sick.
So is that when you like picked up the skates, or did you already have the skates on you?
No, I watched that video. And then I started to research, sort of more about these. Like, I started to see more. Sort of one of my first videos I came across after that was a video on YouTube called June. It was in Chinese. So I don't know what it says. It just popped up when I typed in freelance skates on YouTube. Then I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get a pair. See how it goes.
That was in 2018.
Yeah,
3 years ago.
I came across the JMK website, but I'm not too sure if they had an Australian shop as of yet. Now they have an Australian New Zealand shop, which is sick. The US dollar is pretty expensive, so I bought a $40 pair off eBay. Cheap as. They weren't very good, but it's something to do. It took me about a week to sort of learn. I was sort of watching tutorials on YouTube. This was sort of before many jmkride tutorials as well. There was only like one from Jeff teaching me how to infinite spin.
Yeah, that was really the only thing that was up for a long time.
Yeah. So I sort of learned, and I could do like a couple of tricks. Like I sort of learned how to do a throwback 180 and toe flips and 360. I sort of learned. At that point, I was sort of more of a skateboarder. I thought it was just something cool. I have a skateboard. I can just. But yeah, I took him down to a skate park and showed my friends, and they all thought it was sick. And yeah, no, it's sort of basically how I got into Freeskates. Every now and then, like it'd be like a couple months later, I'll be bored. I'll sort of take out my Freeskates for a spin, see how I go. Just sort of ride them up on the road. Just it was sort of like I wasn't too familiar with them. I was trying to sort of learn tricks, but I didn't even understand anything. No, because all you see at first is just, when you first see Freeskates, you see 2 metal plates with wheels. Then you start to see like everyone do all these tricks on them. It's like so crazy and mind blowing to you.
Totally.
So like,
I could barely imagine.
You don't know how to do any of that. So it was pretty hard at first. I sort of was skateboarding more, and so I sort of didn't have that much time to free skate. I was sort of getting back to skateboarding a lot.
Because skateboarding was like a huge part of your life already, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I've sort of been on and off. I've been an on and off skateboarder for most of my life, I think, sort of since I was 14, so I'm 21 now. It's about 7-8 years I've sort of been skateboarding for.
And would you say that translated pretty well into free skating, or was it completely separate for you?
Yes and no. Yes, because having the skateboarding experience and just standing on a board and knowing how to figure out tricks really helped a lot into learning how to do free skate tricks. But literally anyone can learn how to free skate. It's so different. I literally have friends that are like pro skaters, and you tell them to try Freeskates and they just stand on it and fall off straight away. It's funny.
Right. I mean, that's how I am on the skateboard, so I can't stand on the thing. I can't. I give up.
Yeah.
So as far as just trick progression, I mean, you said the tricks were pretty difficult to wrap your mind around at first in the beginning, but when did you start really going crazy with, I guess, the park specifically, trying all these free flips, and maybe just a brief overview of how you progressed through your tricks, and at what point in your skate journey, what were those?
Well, at first, I was just doing the basic tricks. Like, I didn't have them consistent. I used to love doing the phantom flips where you just hit a crack and let it flip. I thought that was easy. I could do a couple mini ramp tricks, and I could jump off curbs and stuff. I'd sort of skate for like a day and not skate at all, for like a couple months, and then pick them up. It wasn't until I started like injuring my shoulder, I started drinking a bit of alcohol. I figured that free skates, I can just ride and I don't have to move my shoulders. Whereas skateboarding, I'm sort of jumping and throwing my shoulder out all the time. So I was just like, I'm not gonna care what anyone thinks. I'm gonna go out and just learn how to ride these, learn some tricks on these, and just focus more on free skates, and start to, one, make me feel better, and two, I was starting to, all the free skate physics was starting to come together, and I was like starting to make sense in my head, like how skates work and everything.
Were you coming to this realization like 1 year in, 2 years in?
Yeah, this was like late 2020.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like when I started to actually really sort of dedicate most of my time to free skating rather than skateboarding.
Would you say that's the way it is now? Are you spending a lot more time free skating? I was thinking
maybe...
hell
yeah. Well, actually, since I've been free skating, my shoulders kind of healed up a little bit, and I'm still able. I don't do anything crazy on skateboards. I'm just skate flat. You know, I still want to be able to skateboard. I still want to be able to skate flat ground, and I still have a few tricks I need to learn on my skateboard. I need to learn nollie tray flips. Been trying to learn them for a while now, and yeah, all my mates are just skateboarders. You know, when you sort of hop on free skates, it's sort of like a lone thing on free skates.
Yeah, that was one of the next things I was going to ask about. Like, every free skater at one point or another knows what it feels like, you know, be alone in the journey. And that's just the nature of the community right now, with not very many people being a part of it. The community on Instagram helps a lot with inspiration, making online friends, you know, talking like we are now. But at the end of it, as far as progression, it really comes down with the people you're there with in person free skating with, and it sounds like you don't have any of that. So how do you stay inspired, or how do you feel about that situation? What's that like for you?
Well, it's all online for me, really. Like, thanks to Instagram, you know, there's an amazing community. You know, I was following a lot of people on Instagram, like you, JMK, or June Chen and Boy, Power Free, like, too many names. I was following all the free skate people.
There's a lot.
So when I sort of, when I first started following you on Instagram, I remember I would just like check you out, see what's up, and like you were like riding 1 foot off a ledge. I was like, oh, that's easy. Like
little drops. Okay. Yeah, I remember that. That was like 2019.
Flash forward to like late 2020, you're doing like dual kickflip switches, and I'm like sitting there like, oh, I can't even do kickflips on free skates. Like I can, but not consistently. So you played into my big inspiration. Like we were like the same skill level. Now you're doing dual kickflip switches like nearly consistently, and it was like crazy to me. I was like, whoa, like if I actually sort of stuck to free skating and actually sort of learned, other than just, you know, sitting around doing nothing, sort of being depressed that I can't really skate, and my shoulder will pop out. But in 2021 I sort of started to free skate more, sort of bring them down, like to skate park. I'd sort of just go out and just free skate, you know.
When you're out skating, then is it typically by yourself, or are you still skating with your skateboard friends, or what does that look like?
Well, yeah, I'll go down at my local skate park, and there's usually people I know there. I'm usually cool with everyone. Nowadays I have the JMK bag up there, so I can just ride on my skateboard, take them down, you know, just switch over, ride my skateboard, do a couple tricks, ride my free skates, and just having fun, just progressing with tricks and everything.
So is there not a free skater at all in your area besides ones that you're teaching?
Well, I'm definitely not the first person free skate in Australia. I seen someone in YouTube like 10 years ago, someone in Sydney, free skating around just footpaths. I have a couple friends that have said they've seen just random people holding free skates. I know there's one other guy in Melbourne named John who free skates. It's a cool dude. But not many people have really heard of him. Every day, you know, someone will ask me what they are. Yeah, they're practically unheard of, yeah. It's funny though, it was a couple months ago, I was in the skate shop, they have a mini ramp back there. I was skating on the mini ramp, just chilling. And this guy walks in, he's like 40 years old or something. He was a bit messed up from drug use, I think. He came in, he sort of saw me riding my free skates on the mini ramp. It was like sick. I was like, oh, thanks man. I was like, not your skates, the ramp. I was like, oh, damn, thanks. And like, then he started going on. Yeah, it was so weird. It was like, yo, you know, my friend invented those back in the 90s. I was like, oh yeah, sick. Like, these aren't from Australia, they're from America, but cool. It's like, yeah, nah. I was like, it's so funny.
These weren't even out in the 90s at all.
Yeah, fully thought his friend like invented them. I was like, yeah, cool. Like, and he walked away.
I guess bouncing off of the, you know, not having a whole lot of free skaters, at least yet, to skate with. Are there any times where you lose inspiration for free skating? Because it seems like since you've really been going crazy, you haven't really slowed down.
Hell no. I have to probably thank the whole community for that. Just okay. Everyone's so supportive, and I can easily, I'll watch a video on Instagram or watch a YouTube video to get me hyped up, and it'll just give me a lot of tricks, ideas, and I have a lot of tricks on my notes even. I just put down.
You take
Yeah, notes? I have a couple of tricks on my notes that I've completed. I'll sort of, if I need to try a trick, I'll just get one from my notes and I'll try it. Or I'm just trying to get better at the tricks I can already do. Kickflip switches and Tokyo's. Yeah, the whole community around free skating is amazing. I think everyone's so supportive of everything. I can just talk to so many people around the world, and it's brought us together. Yeah, it's been so sick, just interacting with the community and everything. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely what keeps us together is that Instagram community. I think without it, it'd be hard to connect with everyone and see what everyone's up to. For inspiration and getting hyped up, do you have a specific person in mind, or it doesn't even have to be on Instagram? It can be some obscure rider in China. Is there someone you look up to, or a favorite skater maybe that hypes you up? Maybe you like their style or something like that.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of Chinese riders. It's like crazy to see that they'll just do all these technical flat ground tricks and just do bonuses down 4 stairs and stuff. Like, I don't know how to pronounce the dude's names, like Quiambo.
I don't even want to try it, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of other people just make free skates look good. Naoto, one of my biggest inspirations is Shane Ling Baowei, is that you say? With Junchen Boy.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, they were massive inspiration. Also Power, Freeskaters, the two French duo, since they've been skating since 2019.
That's crazy.
Yeah, see them progress in such a short time. It's crazy that I could have done that too. I need to catch up, hey.
It just goes to show them two skating together all the time. It's impossible not to improve at the rate that they're going, especially because they're so hyped up about it. When you have just that one person, it really changes things. Before coming to San Diego, I watch videos back now, and it's everyone's at their own pace, but me personally, when I look back on my own videos from back home, it's almost embarrassing compared to only a couple years later. Just my form, I'm flapping my arms around. Sometimes I do that, the whole hand thing. A trick, your hand sticks out. So we all got those things, but no, it's pretty cool just from being around a couple people, or even just having the community on Instagram. You really start to build a lot faster. So I think we can all say we're thankful for that.
Yeah, well, I live up near the Gold Coast, and there's a lot of good skaters around where I live at the moment. So sort of lifted my skateboarding, just being surrounded by people who know what they're doing. And so I was able to progress faster and learn skateboarding more just by watching them and just being surrounded by them. Same sort of comes from free skating, but I sort of know how to do tricks because I've sort of learned skateboarding tricks before. I can sort of translate that over to free skating. In a way, I can sort of watch someone do a trick and what they do, and I can sort of figure it out and everything.
What is it about free skating that makes you like want to step on them every day, go out and skate, do tricks? Like,
I just think they're such a cool sort of idea. They're just so unique in the way, and the movements. Like, yeah, they're hard, but there's so much stuff you can do on them. So many possibilities. I'll see someone do a video and I won't even understand what they're doing even now, and it's just I want to sort of learn, you know, more tricks every single day. You know, just to be the best I can. It'd be sick to sort of get more people here into free skating. I've sort of taught a couple people here sort of how to free skate a little bit. They sort of picked it up well.
That'll be cool to see who comes next in your area. Like, it's only a matter of time. Like, the community's gonna grow, but for now you're the one kind of manning the fort in Australia.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, as I said, you know, a friend just sort of texted me the other day and be like, yeah, I saw someone holding a pair of free skates at the bus stop. I was like, oh, what? Crazy. And I had a couple of people say, oh, they've seen them before. And
that'd be cool to find out who that is.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't know, like, I think there's a few people that like ride them, but I don't think there's many people actually trying to learn tricks on them. They sort of use them as a transport, just like riding on the footpath of the beach or something.
That's one of the best things about them. I mean, just the cruising and stuff. It's hard to find somebody that really cares enough about the sport.
You don't even have to learn how to do tricks, even just riding down a hill or...
You even post that sometimes. I mean, like, just cruising, bombing a hill. A lot of what people are posting on Instagram is tricks, which is nothing wrong with that, but there's nothing wrong with posting just a cool video of you cruising down a hill. I mean, I love it. I loved those videos when you posted them a couple times.
Yeah, just there's a few hills around here, you know. I have to wait until night time until there's no cars, sort of carve down and sort of like figuring out how to sort of power slide.
Is there some sort of trick? It can be an adaptation of something you already know how to do or something completely new. Is there something you want to go after, a trick you want to learn next?
Main trick I want to learn next is Naruto always does them on rails, like the double slide.
Oh, just like grinding on them?
Yeah, the grind slide.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted that on the ledge on a 6-stair harbor. Might be hard, but definitely give it a go. Flat ground wise, I've sort of just been trying to learn all my tricks better, like all the Tokyos. I think I'm trying to learn inverse Tokyos at the moment. I can do them, but skate doesn't really always go back.
So I think that's interesting because I love the inverse Tokyo. So for you do the normal...
Yeah, I can kind of get into inverse Tokyo now, but doing the throwback is just not working.
For me, I saw that trick being done by riders, and it didn't look like it was possible because, like, you know, I'm sure you've done just a regular Tokyo throwback where you put it over to the other side and let it fall back. It's easy because your toe comes down, I think.
Yeah.
But with the inverse, you gotta crank your heel up. You gotta point your toe upwards and bring it forward, which is not normal. I think it's that challenge that made me just want to grind that one out.
I thought it just came natural to you, honestly.
Yeah, for me, I think it was just more of, you know, like you see a trick, like you really want to go after it and do it, like, and stop at nothing to get it. So I think with the inverse, that's just what it came down to. I can't do the throw forwards yet.
There's so many tricks that I want to learn. I haven't sort of like picked one because they take so long to sort of learn.
Oh, totally. And like the same thing with the skateboarding, I would assume too, right?
Yeah, it's even harder. Like
really?
Probably. Yes.
I know nothing. I don't know anything about skateboards, so.
Skateboard's sort of one big thing, so you can sort of flip it. You can flip it a bit faster and then catch it. Yeah, you can flip it a bit slower and wait for it to flip and you land it. Freeskates is more precise, more precision everything. So you're more sort of relying on muscle memory built over time
Same with
So, like-
skateboarding too, kind of, right? I mean, muscle memory has
Yeah.
to be huge for like, I don't know, tray flip or anything else.
Yeah, yeah. Freeskates are just way more precise.
I mean, they're tiny
For
little
me-
skates.
for me-
so
For me personally, learning like how to dual kickflip switch it, I've landed like two, and I've been sort of trying to learn that trick for nearly a month or two.
that's wild to me because for me personally, it took me about a solid year to
Yeah,
land it once, and that was like grinding kickflips for that entire year. And what's interesting for
Yeah.
you is it doesn't sound like you tried many kickflips until recently, or is that not true?
I could sort of do just a normal straight kickflip, but I was never that consistent at it. I'm still bad at the back foot kickflips, but
So you would say you're more just into the combo tricks, and not so much just the single one.
combo tricks look really awesome, but like being able to learn one consistently, then you can start to learn it in combos. I think it's just a matter of time. Sort of maybe next year I'll sort of have a lot more tricks consistently, so I don't have to spend
Totally.
20 minutes just trying to land one trick. I can just do them.
I think it's easy to look at all these Chinese riders that seem to do it every time, and by it I mean just any hard
yeah.
trick. And it's easy to forget that like a lot of those riders have been in the free skating game for a long time, since like freeline days, and the free skating has never left China, whereas in the US it kind of died for a little bit, and I'm assuming a lot of the rest of the world. All
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
saying
see
is that they've had so much time to hone in on their craft and practice these, and like you said, it's only a matter of time before you get some of those things consistent, and it just takes time.
I could even notice so many riders in China, and it's crazy to see them just do all these crazy tricks. 5-6 was showing me all the around the world videos recently, and they're just like doing Drawflips first try. It's like crazy.
Have you made your submission to that yet? To the
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want you to spoil it, but I mean, you can if you want to.
Oh no, you'll probably see it when it comes out.
Okay.
I think Matthew. I think he's showed a couple of people already. But what about
I'm
you?
trying
Have you done
to,
yours?
Well, I don't know. I haven't really put much thought into it. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and learn something new, so it's not just same old everything. Because I think last year I did a floater. Do you know what a floater flip is?
Yeah.
So that one's cool. So something creative and like different like that. There's a little bit of time before the deadline, so I have some time to think about it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was the April video last year I asked you to be a part of. You did something off a quarter pipe and you caught it and slammed it back down.
That trick. I remember that trick.
Was that after the Fire 6 one, or did you participate in the Fire 6 one last year?
What time was that? I think I might have been going through a bit of a rough time there. I think it was like April 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were
Something
close back
around-
to back. The Fire 6 plus the JMK one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just missed that one. I wasn't free skating that much at that time. I don't know. I've always sort of liked skating transition on free skates. Always thought it was cool, and I was trying to do these free flips. It was just hitting my hip all the time. So I was like, why don't I just catch it and just try to put it under my feet? And literally second one I tried, it just worked. I was like, what the hell? That was so sick.
That's cool. Yeah, no, park is something I barely touched, so respect to anyone who can do literally anything in the park. 'Cause, like, I think a most obvious rider to look at is Tsukasa.
Yeah, it really helped me with my transition skating.
Have you talked to him about it at all? Or?
Oh yeah, he sort of gave me a lot of tips too. I sort of asked him what all the trick names are called, but he doesn't really know because they don't have trick names.
We're at that point, like, where we're pretty early on in the free skating just existence as it is. So tricks get thrown out, names get thrown out there, and
it's
some
so
stuff
hard
sticks.
to name tricks.
So
yeah,
skateboarding had its time to grow too. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, there's only one sort of transition trick that I really know. It's like the toe stalls. You got the free flips, and the Zakhariah told me another one that Maddie invented. It's called Kobe grind, where you sort of the front one's on the deck and the back one's grinding. Front skate would be on like the top of the ramp, riding along the flat. I think he said that was a Kobe slide.
Oh,
Kobe
cool.
grind. Matey first did it in Japan, city called Kobe, however you pronounce it.
I didn't know that. Okay, that's a cool
You
story.
didn't know?
I don't know that I heard of that one. I know that he invented the Tokyo in Tokyo.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
I mean, one
Makes
could
sense.
guess, but yeah, he was doing a gig for Tokyo Disney and skating at one of their shows. So he was backstage practicing free skate tricks, coming up with stuff, and just came up with the Tokyo, crossed his legs. That's how the Tokyo was born. So
Oh, damn. It must have been like ages ago. When was that?
2008, Matty invented it. So that was back in the
Thanks,
freeline
guys.
days. He'd probably been skating for 3 or so years and came up with the Tokyo. That dude's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Talking about Tsukasa and just international riders reminds me of, inevitably, we're reaching this point where hopefully COVID is coming to a close and we can start traveling again. Do you have any plans to make your way out to some sort of event or competition in Japan, China, or otherwise?
I'm honestly not that competitive. I'm just sort of in it for the fun. As I said, I'm just trying to be the best I can be, you know? I think in 2023, I was trying to come to America. Until then, I'm just sort of just doing me.
I will say you say you're not competitive, but I would say the biggest part of those trips are hanging out with and meeting the riders that you see on Instagram every day, which is the best part. I mean, obviously, like seeing Chi doing all these Game of Skate tech tricks and Tsukasa just like destroying everybody in the ramp. Like, it's amazing to see all that happen, but outside of the competition and madness is, I think, the better part. And like meeting these people, hanging out with them. I tried to highlight as much as possible of that in the second China video.
Yeah, like I'll verse someone in a game of skate on a skateboard, but maybe not in Freeskates. Like, I know so many crazy tricks.
I mean, the environment the environment is just intense, especially when you have all these Chinese and Japanese riders that know what they're doing every single time, and it just never ends, back and forth. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. But what I'm saying is, my hope for you is that like you could come on those trips, not necessarily to compete only, but also to like meet all the people, and so we could meet you, because just for being around those people for a week, you wouldn't believe what that'll do to your skill and just overall outlook on the skating. So
yeah.
All right. Well, so we've talked about a lot of things here today with Zach. Thanks for coming on. I had a lot of fun picking your brain a little bit.
Thanks, man.
Talking about your perspective. It'd be cool to have you back. It'd be cool to meet and skate with you one day. And hope everyone watching enjoyed the podcast. You can watch all the other podcast episodes on our YouTube playlist called the Freeskates Podcast. We're also on Spotify. Thanks for coming on, Zach.
Thanks, man. It's been an honor.